and if you're a young person, I want you to listen to this or actually watch this and actually rewatch it many, many times. And I'm very, very confident that your hope will be absolutely restored. To help me do that, I have a very good friend and a well accomplished all-rounder, I would say. A very, very good friend. We went to the same university together. And when we invested things, we didn't know we'll be doing this, and we love doing this, actually. It's like we have not spoken for quite a while, but the moment we started speaking, it's like we've been speaking every day. Over the past couple of years, I think probably over decades now. His name is Kwabena Obeidakun. And he is a very good friend. I would say he's an engineer. Actually, let me take it back. He's an entrepreneur first, an engineer, and then an author. He actually went to Opokwari Secondary School, and from there he went to KNUST, just like me, where he read his bachelor's in agriculture engineering and MSc in bioprocess engineering from UCD. If I miss anything, he's going to fill it in for me very, very quickly. He is a married man with amazing children. And his business, he's into fashion retail, which he will talk a little bit about, and then construction, then real estate development. So his hands are actually full. He's written 3 books. The first one is called Perspective, How to Develop the Mindset to Start and Build Your Business. The second one is Streamline, How to Teach Yourself Money, and other books. And the third one is called Resilience, How to Develop Courage and Strength as an Entrepreneur. He has a YouTube channel, and the channel name is Obeidakun. I'm going to put that on this screen, and I want everyone who watches this video to subscribe to his channel. I have subscribed, so you have to subscribe. He has a ton of knowledge that I believe you are not going to, your mind is not going to just be stretched. You're actually going to be blessed. So this is the kind of gentleman that I've been able to muscle this day to be our guest on this show. So you're very welcome, Mr. Kwabena Obeidakun.
Thank you, Isaac. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here. And
awesome.
As you said, been years, 2001. I remember
yes.
Unity Hall.
Until Unity Hall, yes. Unity Hall. And we were just like little kids.
Yeah.
But life has been good. Life has been good to us. I'm very, very impressed. One of the things that I really admire when we started talking is when you showed me your YouTube channel and the kind of work and the content you've put out there. It's amazing. I think you've done an amazing job, and people need to know what you do. I know you do some stuff on radio and things, but I think people need to know who you are. You're doing an incredible job in the area of thought leadership in Ghana. You and I think when we're having a side chat, we all acknowledge that this area needs a lot more voices who would actually be able to help people, lead people, and also give people the technical knowledge for them to be able to move up higher, whether it's in their career or in their business. So with that said, I've had the opportunity of actually mentoring a couple of young people. And one of the things that shocked me recently in talking with, I had a group of 5 young people, national service guys, we were just talking. And one of the things that came out that was very shocking to me is that they told me most of them and their friends seem to have lost hope in life. It's not like, oh, their life has ended or whatever, but it's something more inner, that they don't see a way out. That I think that's the best way to put it. They just don't see a way out of their current predicament. And they don't seem to even trust state institutions that probably promises them to probably deliver jobs or deliver certain social protection systems and that kind of thing. They don't seem to believe anything. They seem to think that their destiny is kind of bottled up in the system, and it's like they are helpless. I don't know if you've had similar sentiments, around town in your endeavors. If you can share a little bit about that. I don't know if this kind of thing rings a bell to
you. Yes. Yes. Once you start to talk to a lot of our young people, you see, social media, one of the things, in as much as there are a lot of opportunities through the internet, through social media, especially in Ghana, we use a lot of the Facebook. One thing that you have to, we are seeing now is anybody in their room can pick a phone and just tell us anything, and human beings are nothing but the words that they have been exposed to. The words that we've been exposed to, they have built us. And there are three things, if you want me to break it down, or there are even more than three things that will shape us as Africans. When we were in school, from primary school to JSS to the university and all those, much of the education that we were given, I dare say that much of the education we were given were just European or Western centered.
Okay.
What it means is that by the time you finish your first degree in Ghana, as an African, if you didn't do history as main course, and even that history is taught from, much of it is not taught from the African perspective.
Yes.
Which means that by the time you're through out of school, much of the things that you know are European based. And I'm saying that because if you have the history wrong, your perspective of life will be wrong. Okay. And you'll be hopeless. And
interesting.
The African, the way you have to teach the African is entirely different from the way you have to teach the Asian or even the European white.
Wow.
Because
why is that?
Okay, the things that we meet, the challenges that we meet globally,
right?
When I go to China or I'm in England or in America, the things that we meet, the stigma on our history, they are different.
Okay.
And then we carry those things even on the mainland, which is the motherland, like Ghana or Nigeria. And for me, a lot of the hopelessness that is coming from the youth is coming from this. Because it's lack of identity. And the identity is built on the history, And if somebody teaches you history as subservient, as somebody who is not intelligent, somebody who has to be fed, somebody even, the other day I was reading something on Facebook from a friend of mine from Opokwari School. He said that, who made the black man? So I responded, I said, how can you ask this kind of questions? And the response from people was so negative.
Okay.
And they were just putting the African down.
Okay.
They say that they are very disorganized. The system is not working. We can't do anything. We have not created anything. Now, this perspective is not only from the Africans. It's all over the world. And so, if you are born as an African into such system, until you have a higher knowledge, you'll be hopeless.
I like that. So,
yes.
Yeah, just to quickly interject, I don't want you to lose your train of thought at all. So, where does the impact of lack of opportunity or apparent lack of opportunity play in people's sense of hopelessness? Because that I get to see that, or I get to feel that a lot, that people's hopelessness sometimes is hinged on the fact that they don't see opportunity. So yes. What's your take on that?
You say that you can only see what you've been exposed to, whether innerly or outwardly.
Right.
And if you've been told, if you've been told all your life that you're nothing, and then you have to look up to somebody for help, even if you have gold in your room, you will not value it. And so the graduates that you're talking to, the educated, the so-called graduates that we have, the content of the education that they had is where the problem is. In terms of the education they had about themselves and about the world and how the world is run. So I use myself as an example.
Yes.
Up until when I was doing the second degree, then I happened to listen to somebody who was teaching African history. That is the time I started to be proud as an African.
Okay.
Not the culture. Coming from Ghana, we are exposed to the culture, the kente, the adwa, the fufu, But that kind of knowledge, when it hits the European description of us, it drops down.
Mm.
That's why you can have a chief who puts something gold on his head, plated. And
Right.
yet some European boy with Chaluati is asking him to come and help him to build toilet. He's culturally centered, but the knowledge to build, to develop himself is lacking. And that part of it is coming from the media. It's coming from the school we have had. And part of it is also coming from religion, like church.
Okay.
For instance, if I go to church now, Jesus is painted white. Or all the angels are white.
Right.
The demon is black. And Satan himself is painted black. Now, this is the narrative that was pushed on us. So the average African believes that everybody else is equipped, but them. And a lot of the youth have no idea of this sense of history. And that is where the hopelessness is coming from. And that's where they can see the opportunity. Because you cannot see opportunity if you are negative of yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, you can't find opportunities.
So there must be this self-realization of who you are as a person.
That's right.
Before opportunities can express themselves to you. Is that what you say?
That's right. Okay. Before the moment you see who you are, your gift, your blessings, your intelligence, what you can do, everything else you can see. If they train you to find gold, wherever you move, you will see gold.
Wow. I think one of the things that as you're talking, it just hit me that I remember my very first professional job that I did. That was several years ago, back in the UK. And when I got this, I really struggled to get that job. I probably sent out more than 500 applications before I finally got some kind of temporary work or something that was temporary. And one of the things that I noticed quickly was that the European at that time, and probably now too, had a certain kind of cookie box they had put an African in. Okay. So they expect an African to be a lazy, especially if you're a man, right? You are lazy, you are womanizer, right? And then you are irresponsible. So those were the things I got to know very, very quickly. That this is the kind of box that I've been placed in. So I sat back and reverse engineered it. Now look, I'm going to be the opposite of everything the white man expects of me. That's right. So I'm always one of the first people to get to the office, and one of the last to leave. Okay. I'm always one of the people to take the shortest lunch breaks. I literally 90% of the time I ate at my desk working. I always took it upon myself that I will outwork myself. I didn't even look at pay. Pay was nothing to me. They were paying me a pittance, but that was the least of my concerns. Not that I was self-sufficient at that time. I was struggling because at that time my wife was there. We had a child and that kind of thing. We were just meager. I think I was probably the least paid person in that company, but it really didn't bother me. I just was looking for opportunity to enhance myself. And then when I finish doing my work, I'll go to my other colleagues, white guys, and say, hey, look, I'm done with mine. Can I help you do anything? Can I help you with any of your projects? And very soon they started dumping things on me. And then within about 6 months to a year, I was top notch in that organization. So that really, really helped because I had that mindset. I'd fed my mind with all these John Maxwell tapes and Brian Tracy and all those kind of things. So, that's what you're saying is really, really true. Because when I saw myself different, they are pigeonholing me into their prejudices would hold.
That's right.
So what you're saying is absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. So Kwabena, just to take it a step forward, if I'm a new graduate today, and I'm coming out, and I don't really know what life has to offer me. I don't even know where to start, where to end. Where would as an entrepreneur who hires people and who has done business, through and through, what would be your advice to me? The first few steps that I need to take so that at least I can begin to have some confidence in myself and in my future.
All right. So you have come out of school I would take you back to school when you were in first year.
Okay.
I would say that 50% of your time spend it in class and in the lab. 50% read books that will develop you for life.
Interesting.
That is what I would say to you. You know, perform, get the grace, the best of grace. But if somebody has to have 100% without reading the other materials, finance, business, management, ethics, productivity, production, technology, developing a skill, I would rather say give me 50 and give me 50 of the other one.
Wow.
Because when you come out, the things that you are going to face, the classroom knowledge cannot help you. So most of the young men who are hopeless, who feel they are hopeless, may have A or first class, as they say them. You know, so if the first class is enough, why the hopelessness?
Why are you hopeless? Yes.
Why the lack of confidence? So it means that the knowledge, as I said before, you must put that kind of knowledge there yourself. Now, if you have completed, maybe you have even finished your national service,
right?
I will tell you, go and get books. We can't do much with somebody whose mind is not being repaired. Because no matter what you say, it comes back to the mind. Now, the unfortunate thing is that a lot of them believe that it's not needed and that what they know is enough.
Okay.
You know, and
is this self-pride or ignorance?
Ignorance. It's ignorance. Okay. It's ignorance. Because the more you know, the better you are. You know, so not knowing that you eventually don't know much. There's not much financial education. Yes. I did engineering from tech, agric engineering. By the time that we came out of school, after the national service, I could not build machine because the industrial training, I had to go through that. You know, so even the technical, you know, the best of our technical students cannot even build anything with this university education. How much more than non-technical? You know, so you come out, you have skill set to read, to write, to think. That's perfect. But then drop it somewhere and go to the ground. Go to the ground. Why am I saying that? Because we are trying to look for job. You know, this kind of education that we are giving, we are trying to look for job. So majority of us will go and look for job. Yes. Very few would have the strength to even dare to try any idea in terms of business. Exactly. Now, the job that we are trying to look for, government is the one that we are looking up to. Because in our economy, how many multinationals are here?
A few.
Very few. So a lot of our businesses are subsistent, so to say. And most graduates don't want to, that's right. Most graduates will not want to work with Anteguia. Meanwhile, that's the kind of job that you need to train to understand how money is made in this economy. Wow. You know, because the information from the school prepares you. You think that, you know, the information they gave you, they were preparing you to go to England to work. Or, you know, the case study will maybe Marks and Spencer, you know. So that is the kind of information you have. But when you come out, that is not. Very few, maybe 10%, will be in the first 5 years, will be engaged in such institutions. If my statistics are right. The 90% of us would have to fight.
And the fight can be messy.
Fight on our own. And at the same time, the training is not enough for you to fight on the ground. Yeah. Because you fight, our industries are in the farming, in the retail, in the market. Those are where our industries are. That's how the economy runs. You know, so after your so-called degrees, calm down and come understand. But then you need to be ambitious. You need to be somebody who wants to succeed. Right. If you're okay with just getting salary and maybe, you know, that's the problem. A lot of them are not ambitious. A lot of them don't want to do much with their lives, except get salary and marry or travel.
There's nothing wrong with getting salary and marrying, but there must be something more than that.
Okay, I would say there's something wrong when you're 20 years. You have to be ambitious. Africa needs you to think. Africa needs you to think beyond yourself.
Interesting.
So if you just want to marry, this training may not, and that's why they give up so quickly, because the dream is just about themselves.
The dream is so small.
Yes, it's just about you.
If the dream is so small.
Yes, I want a car. I want salary. I want to marry. It's about me. But if I say that I see a critical need in our community,
I need to meet.
And I want to solve it. It's no more about me. You know, it's no more about me. So even when I'm hungry, I will not feel the hunger.
That is true.
Because the dream is not about me.
That is true. That is true. Just to piggyback on that, I think one of my mentors that I follow a lot is this gentleman called Grant Cardone. He's an American guy. And he made this point that, Kablan, you just made, that whenever the dream is small, in your life, frustration is easily visible.
Okay.
So to get rid of frustration in life, he calls it 10x or 100x your dream.
Okay.
Right. So if your dream is, let's say, I want to take care of my wife and my 2 children. Now find a way to expand your dream exponentially. So now I want to take care of, let's say, 500 people in my village. I want to put up a school in my village, or a clinic, or a library. Immediately, you have taken yourself out of that equation.
Fantastic. See? And so now food is not a problem.
It's not a problem. You don't even see it.
You have not eaten.
Because the vision
Mandela wanted his people to be free. So prison was not a problem for him.
Yeah.
Kwame Nkrumah wanted freedom. So going to jail was not the problem. Why? Because he was looking beyond. Once you have a higher vision, any distraction today does not get your attention.
Exactly.
Because you want to hit. Any pain, you can endure it because you want that freedom. And so one of the things that will make them, because they can dream beyond the comfort. You know, so that's the main thing, the comfort. You want comfort, you sacrifice. And you sacrifice your life in frustration because you want comfort.
Yeah.
You know, if freedom is your pursuit, you can enjoy anything. You become selfless because then you want freedom for everybody else. And so I'm saying that the content is weak. They don't read. They don't search. You know, the few of us who will read will be just there. You know, when we were on campus, I was playing for CCF.
Yes.
You know, preachers.
Campus Christian family.
Yes, you know, and you were serious Christians. That was there, you know, that was and you come out, it's the same. A lot of us are also hooked up on, you know, we want to go to church, go to heaven. And the other day I was saying that Africans are the only people who are trying to go to heaven. You know, COVID, we are saying that Jesus is coming now, when others are trying to go to the moon.
To the moon. And the two of them succeeded.
Yeah. So why would you tell somebody to develop their country if they have to go to heaven now?
It's true.
There's no need. Because, I mean, everything is going to be destroyed. So our understanding of religion and Christianity has also created frustration for the youth.
Wow.
All right. Wow. So that your ability to think for yourself
it's been taken away.
Minimal. Because you are trained not to question anything.
Yes, that is a very good point. You know, you are trained not to think, or you are trained not to voice out. I remember a couple of years back, I had I have a friend, a Caucasian man. And he used to be one of the executives of the company that I worked for in Dallas, Texas. So we visited his house. And when I saw, he had 3 children, 2 boys and 1 girl. When I saw the level of not just smartness, you know, everybody is smart, the level of the ability for this child to express themselves. She was, I think at that time, she was 9 years. 9 years, she knew exactly what she was going to be doing. She wanted to go and do something about criminology. And there was an aspect of criminology that she liked, forensic criminology, at the age of 9. Wow. And the way she was and her mom was sitting on the right side, her dad on the left, her 2 brothers were doing their own thing. We were sitting there as people she's never met from Adam. And this girl, her level of confidence and her ability to reason was just fascinating to watch. I said, wow, how many African parents African children can do this? Not that they've not been created by God to be this intelligent, but that expressiveness is not there.
Okay.
And it just blew me away. I said, wow. So I said, wow, what can I do to also help my children? Not that they'll be arrogant or whatever it is, but they will be able to have that kind of self-belief in themselves. And also they will know that they have the space to express who they are, who God created them to be. And to me, that was very beautiful to watch.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yes.
Yeah.
So you see, so you are living in a culture where you are told to come to church every day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you are told to read Bible and morning devotions. Now, you can read them. It's okay. We go to church. But if you want to develop the country, it takes another form of information, another form of skill set. I mean, if you are building a mining company, you're not going to pray to build a mining company. You need to go and work and get the skill set needed to build a mining company. So you want to build your life. Do you have the skill set?
Yeah. I think the best of both is, we are not discounting the fact that people should go to church, because you and I will go to church, right?
Yeah.
What I think we are saying is that if you can marry the two together in a very balanced way, because even scripture says that faith without works is dead. So you get the faith, through prayer, through study of the word or the Bible, and then that should become even the motivator as to why you even have to sharpen your skill.
Yeah.
Because when the axe is dull, it cannot fall a tree effectively. I think in Ecclesiastes or so, that you have to sharpen the axe. You sharpen the axe. I think Stephen Covey says something in his book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I think chapter 7. It says, sharpen the saw. Basically, say after all that you've done, sharpen your skill set, sharpen your ability. So if you're a prayerful person, you're a believer, you're this, and then you combine the fact that you have exceptional leadership and technical skills, then you are really miles ahead.
But you see, you are a professional. You have worked before.
Yeah.
So you have something to compare with. If I just came out of school, I'm just praying.
No, that doesn't work.
No, that's it.
That doesn't work.
Okay.
That doesn't work.
The hopelessness we are trying to address. We are saying that if you don't apply your life to something bigger, and it's just then, because after all, if that what you've been doing for the last 20 years, just go to church and come and pray. If it's working, you will not be hopeless. So the fact that you're at that point means that there's something that you don't know.
Yeah.
Now, the problem is getting through their mind to understand that there is more to what they know.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. You as an employer.
Yes.
What are some of the character traits and skill sets that excites you about a potential candidate?
Wow. Mm-hmm. I look for honesty.
Good.
I look for honesty.
Mm-hmm.
I look for that, because without that, if I take you to anywhere, you go behind me and go and do whatever you want. And look for pride to work with me. See it as an opportunity to develop yourself. I look for that. I look for somebody who's ready to learn.
Okay.
And I'm not looking for somebody who's putting everything on money.
Okay.
You just want money. Then you don't need to work with me.
Okay.
I need somebody who brings a lot to say that I'm working and I want to make sure that this company grows. I don't need to hear you try to talk, every time that somebody in my presence, you're a very good person. But in my absence, you are talking badly about the work. You're not happy with the business. You think you're wasting your time. And that is something that is very prevalent in our people. Really?
Talk to me about it.
Yes. They are working with you. They just use you as a doormat and move to the next stage. Okay.
Really?
So, yes. And I'm sure you have employed them. You will see. They will tell you all those, but then they are not committed to you, and they don't take pain for you.
Okay.
They will not take pain for you. If he has to be very uncomfortable to them, they will leave you and move on.
They will leave you
and move on. And those are the traces that will move you to a stage where you will not want to live here, or you will not be comfortable, or you will not be hopeful.
Wow.
You're not hopeful because all these things, you are working with people. They see you. They see how you're not committed to them.
Yes.
See how you're just looking at your little interest. They look at how you look. You know, it's 5 o'clock, you want to rush home. You don't care. You know, they see all those. So why would they want to give you more?
Wow.
And when you work with Mr. A and you do that, you work with Mr. B and you do that. So a lot of the times, the hopelessness is because a lot of our people have not developed themselves to be dependable. Can't depend on them.
Interesting.
And that's an expression from people. A lot of the boys, ask them, how many people have committed something to you and you're able to deliver? You failed them. So you failed 10 people, the 11th one will not give you. And then you say that nobody is helping me because you were not honest, you were not committed, you were not truthful, you are not loyal to somebody. So it's not that there is hopelessness, it's because these things, they don't practice them. Or maybe they don't even know them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to cut you. I was just going to chip in that people, it's so strange that people don't see that whatever actions that they engage in is a seed they sow.
Yep.
That follows them everywhere.
Yeah.
Because if you work for somebody and you steal from them, what kind of seed have you sown? Yeah, you are going to reap that harvest.
Yeah.
Next year, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, when you least expect, when probably you have your own thing going, and then all of a sudden somebody comes to the scene and just finishes you off.
Yeah.
It's
miracle thinking. The miracle thinking. The lotto thinking that one day God will just supernaturally explode my life. That thinking will create frustration in you.
I see.
You know, all these things that I am saying, I try to think opposite them. I practice opposite them. Because for you to live in this culture and take all these blows, hits from everything, from individuals, from organizations, from the government, you know, and I'm not saying any place is better. No, this is what we have to work with to be able to understand our system. I'm saying that you have to think differently. And part of it is so I'm dealing with you. If you give me 1,000 to keep, it's your 1,000. It's not mine.
That's right.
So
integrity.
That's right. That is for you. It's not for me. If I have to take anything from it, I have to ask you.
Yes.
So if I borrow, I have to pay back. I don't have to change my address. You know, so those things will create fear, will create hope. The moment you see somebody is frustrated, somebody is hopeless, let's go and look at all these things. Let's look at their self-identity. Are they able to think for themselves? Do they believe who they are? Or they believe that as an African, they are cursed and they can do anything for themselves? You know, do they believe that you have to believe in this country as well?
Yes.
If you cannot believe in a country, what do you expect to be blessing?
Me, I see opportunities everywhere.
Because you believe here.
Everywhere I go. Sometimes the problem, I think this is something that we will talk about maybe later on. Sometimes for me, the problem is there's so much opportunity that you see that sometimes you can even suffer from lack of focus. Which in itself
you see so many things.
You see so many things. You get a point. And somebody comes to you and says, I see nothing.
Yeah. Because you so believe that this is where you want to explore.
Yeah.
They believe that there is nothing here. The government is our problem.
Okay.
The moment I'm dealing with a young man and he's saying that the president is corrupt, you're insulting them. It's not the president you're insulting. You have no value for yourself.
It's true. Wow.
You believe that there is some government somewhere which is not corrupt, and yours is corrupt. You know, so the lack of exposure and the fact that they think everybody everywhere is better than here.
The grass is greener somewhere.
That's right. So until I'm able to tell you that it's not true, and that the opportunity that you're looking for is in you, I can help you.
Wow.
You know, so
awesome. Awesome. So now we're going to move to another segment, that is entrepreneurship. I know this is your field, right? So maybe let's start off a little bit. If you are happy to share with us your entrepreneurial journey, basically, and then, a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey, so that people will not be saying, "Oh, Karan is just talking about some theory." This man is actually walking the walk and talking the talk. I'm telling you, he's in the trenches.
Wow.
So just take us through a little bit of your entrepreneurial journey in Ghana.
All right. So. You know, we did national service. I did it at wood processing. company in Kumasi, area, Mamponting area. And then I was trying to do some things. Some of them worked, some of them didn't work. And then they said that I should go in school. So I went to school somewhere and I came. So that was just about 1.5 years. And then when we came, we just started to try anything. Now, remember, when you don't have the right skill set that can build a particular industry, I did not work in any particular industry for, say, 5 years or 10 years to develop peculiar or special skills in a particular industry as an engineer. So starting as a business, I didn't have that kind of, skill. And then I did not have management skill as well. So management of people, management of, resources. And then the network, who to connect with were not there. So we had to start from the level that we had to start with. And that meant that we were going to commit a lot of mistakes.
Yes.
And it's not because it was intentional, because we didn't have anywhere to go anyway. We had to start. So we will start with anything. We have tried almost everything. We have tried a lot of businesses. No way. From everything. Some of them work. We have done a lot of.
I was alone in that.
Then at a point, so we had project-based businesses, so electrical works, construction works, agricultural works, all those. We did them for a while. Then I shut them down. Because I didn't like the way it was going. And part of it were the people that I team up with, the commitment, the zeal, the foresight. You needed that. So if those things are absent, and then the daily activities or actions and how you work, if they are not so much in sync, you're not going to get to the opportunity or to build to where you want to go. So currently we have retail shops with my wife. So those are the original organic concept that we develop. And we have multiple locations in the malls.
I think you are in Accra, right?
Yes, and a lot of the other places. Yes, we manufacture some, or we produce some of the things that we use. We sell in the shops ourselves. Now we have a property development company, which we build houses, we build apartments. Some of them we rent as well. So that's so from the journey of all the errors and all those. This is where we are now. So construction, real estate development, and retail fashion. So we produce and we sell as well. So these are some of the things that we do, and it's you can go through any group of people. People will come and promise all kind of things, all kind of failures, and that's why people give up. And I say that because you are developing the eye to see. Until you get to a stage where your eyes can see, you're going to fall, and it's okay to fall,
right?
Because
now you get back up.
I don't think that it will take you 1 year to succeed that quickly, based on the background that I was coming from. And I dare say that most of the people you are talking to come from that. There's no father or mother who was a business owner.
No
connection. There's no money.
Nothing.
And I dare say that there's no technical expertise.
Expertise as well.
So if you are from this, then you are ready to go through to learn. And that's where you need a lot of strength.
Wow. I think with that you've made a very important point. I think sometimes some people, especially who want to go into business, there's this kind of thinking or this kind of indecision, whether should I go into business right now with whatever I have, or should I get employment? I remember the last time I had this conversation with a bunch of young people. I always told them that, look, it depends. From my experience, sometimes it may be the best thing to go into business straightforward. Other times too, one of the best things that you probably could do is work for somebody to learn the ropes. And then so that you'll be able to know how to absorb all these kind of shocks along the way and jump in. That was my thought I gave to those people. What do you think about that? Sometimes people they think that, yes, I have an entrepreneurial passion, to do my own thing. I want to do my own thing, and they're even hearing about you talking about, maybe get employed. They think it's an insult. What do you think? Yeah, I've had a few of those.
Okay, so those who think it's an insult, let them go and fight. But those who think that they have to get, because sometimes, the experiences will humble you, because if you think that getting a job is an insult, then I don't think it's an insult. I think that you must know what you can handle and what you cannot handle.
Right.
If people disagree with you and you're very much uncomfortable, if you don't have money in your pocket and you are shaking, you're not cut for business.
Because there will be a few of those instances.
Yes. I mean, so many of them. I mean, what you are starting to build is going to fail. That is the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to fail. If it's your first business, it's so sure that you're going to fail. Even if that business, you don't lose it, you're going to hit the ground and then pick the same business again. Yeah. And a lot of the times, that business that you even start, it will not be that business that you end up now.
Wow.
So, but I will be humble to say, I will not say that somebody getting a job is wrong. No.
Okay.
But a lot of the times, when you don't have any option, then the only option that you have is to start.
Start.
Yes. Because we are producing over 300,000 graduates, they say, every year.
Every year.
And I'm not sure the rate at which we are creating employment.
No, it's not. It's not correlated.
So majority of us would have to just do something. Or we have to go to Libya, through the desert. Or go
that's a worse option.
So or maybe go to Glass and Coin, and if they refuse you visa, then what do you do? So maybe you start a church, or join MPP and DC.
Politician. Okay, I think that now after the mainstream was there, now we are getting into a slippery slope right now. So
so those are the options for us. Those are the options.
Wow.
Those are the options. So that's why you can see a lot of young boys trying to join politics. It's not just because they want to help our country. They just want to eat. They want to have profile.
That's it.
And that's why you see a lot of us starting churches, not because we want to propagate the gospel. It's because that is a profile.
But that's sad, though. That's very sad.
Yes, but that's it. That's a reality. That's the fact. But then, if a lot of us had the skill, we'd probably be building manufacturing plants, factories, retail centers. We'll be able to build maybe software companies, things like that. So much of it is the exposure.
Okay.
And the processes that are needed in such journeys and being exposed to these.
Okay. So that brings me to probably my last but one kind of question line. So if I was starting out in business today in Ghana, what advice would you give me?
I would say that you have to understand the culture.
Okay.
Ghana is not America. Ghana is not Dubai. Ghana is not New Zealand. Ghana is not England. Ghana is Ghana. We don't buy with credit card.
Okay.
We buy with what we have worked. The money is in your hand.
What for?
That's right. So we don't buy with emotions. We buy with the price. So understand that. The moment you understand and look for, the money is on the ground. The money is not in the suit and tie. Put the graduate qualification somewhere.
I hope you guys are listening to this, man.
My grandfather was a cocoa farmer. He had a lot of money. He didn't go to school.
Wow.
Okay. And a lot of our grandparents had cocoa farms. If they wanted to build a house, they would rather go to Sefi, go and farm for years. They come with money and they build at Bantama, They built a village. Now, those guys didn't go to school. They built houses. They took care of their wives, their children. Now, their children went to school, became professors, and they needed bank loan to build a house. So understand how wealth is created. And the wealth, the infrastructure, our finance, the economy, the foundation of our economy is not so much built on credit. No. It's built on wealth creation. And we have to understand how wealth is created in our economy. And it's still not far from what my grandparents understood. Because when you start business here, there's no venture capitalist here to give you money.
Yes.
Bank loan is 30%. You don't want to start a business that way. You don't want to chase politicians for contracts. That's not the best way to start a business.
Wow.
You have to start a business where your skill set is directly impacting the results from your business.
Amazing.
What it means is that going into selling something. So if your ability to sell, then you get direct. You are not begging anybody for contract. If you can build a product, build. But I would say that because cost of money is so high, start from somewhere that you can easily see the next money. What it means is that focus on businesses that can give you cash flow quickly. So that you don't get stuck somewhere. You say that I want to start a poultry farm, no problem. But I will not start poultry farm if I don't have a lot of money. I'll go and pick somebody's eggs and sell them. I sell them, I build a market. With the cash coming, then I can go and look at poultry farm. But if I have money and I can try, no problem. But if I don't have money, as I am now, I will start with the selling. It's easier. And now with technology, you can get a lot, to learn, to leverage on. Social media can build a lot of contacts, YouTube, all those. And those of you who have gone to school, you can leverage these things. So understand how if you want money, you don't go to KNUST campus. You go to Adum. That's where they have money. If you want certificate, you go to KNU, you go to Legon, certificate, lawyer, doctor, no problem. You want money, you go to Makola. That then you have to understand that. So you don't say that I want to go to, Legon, but I want to become super rich.
It doesn't work.
The professors, they don't tell you like that. You still have to work. Productivity brings worth, certificate. So your certificate is okay. We went to school. That's why we are speaking this English. It gives you the ability to read, write, But then use that, get to the field. Pick anything that can be reorganized and managed well. If it's water, that you can manage it well. If it's cocoa, that you can manage it well. If it's orange, that you can manage it well. Repackage it and sell it in a better way that people will be more attracted to. And then learn how to manage people, how to manage the finances. And when you are leading people or when you're managing people, you have to understand the way they think. You have to understand. Now, people don't work with these regiments that if you don't meet this time, I will sack you. They don't care. You can sack them. They don't have problem. So you have to manage them from the human position, which means that they respond more to respect and honor than you shouting.
Yes.
And part of the reason is that in economies that are very rigid, time, clock, those things, they were using slaves. So that moved to these current management structures.
Okay.
We didn't have that kind of management here. So in our memory, in our memory, you still have to treat us as human beings, even if I work for you. And that's appropriate because we are not trained. We are not subjected to that here.
Wow.
So you want to push me, there's a limit. You can get me to do a lot of things if I see that you respect me. And respect is so much important to our people than your money.
Even though they may be poor, but they want their dignity protected.
Because they have a busiafie, don't forget that.
It's true.
To their hometown and sleep in their busiafie. So you are saying that they won't get anywhere to sleep. They don't have mortgage.
Okay. It's true.
And then God will bless them. So what is the problem? And so you have to understand from that position. And then when you're dealing with government institutions, don't be scared of them. They are the same Ghanaians. They respond to respect.
Okay.
If you treat them well and they give you support, they help you. But I would say that stay out of a lot of this where you are begging for somebody to give you contract. Stay out of that. Go to where you have direct contact with the market, with the customers. That one you do well. And never be worried about what your friends think.
Awesome.
Yes, awesome. Get a small room in your mother's house and build from there. Don't worry too much. If they have 10 cars, you don't have to have 10 cars. Even if you don't have a car, don't worry. Focus so much on where you want to go. And constantly study. If you can't read books at all, at least 2 books a month. If you can't read books at all, 2 books a month. And you have to do that for continuous at least 10 years.
Yes. Concentrate
knowledge. Because the knowledge from the school, you are saying you're educated, but we know you are not educated. That's why you can't know what to do with your life. So
this is so true, though.
Now you are in deficit with knowledge. Go and learn how to handle money. So when the business starts to make money, that's not the time you want to go to Amasamai and buy a plot. No. Make sure the business is doing so well. Rent until the business is so strong. And you can build a house in no time. than trying to use the capital you need to do the business to go and build. And then by the time you're finished with your plot,
your business is disintegrated.
And then your business is also gone. Then you're back to square one. You say that Ghana is hard. Ghana is not hard. It's the wrong decisions and the choices that you made. Come on,
this is actually entrepreneurship and financial planning mixed together. And man, we've gotten far more than we even bargained for. This is amazing stuff. I wish I knew some of these things when I relocated initially, because obviously I made several mistakes. Yes, I made several mistakes, even with all the technical knowledge and things. The knowledge on the ground
is different.
It's different.
It's different.
So, I wish I had talked to you, man. Most of the headaches that I had in those times would have been a little bit softer, for me. This is super, super amazing. We are so blessed, Commander, that you've chosen to spend your time with us this evening. We would definitely want a 2.0 at some point.
No, at your command. I remember very well on campus. People don't change that much. Good people, good people.
Yeah,
I remember you're a good man. So some other people, they're still ugly. We can't handle that. So.
This is awesome. This is awesome. I really love this. And we can't say more than to say thank you so much. You are a blessing to us. And I want everybody, let me reiterate again, subscribe to the Commerce channel. It's Obeying Daku YouTube. Just put it in there, subscribe to his channel, and you will be blessed. I think we want to do a 2.0 on financial planning.
Wow.
Yes. This one I'm putting your feet to the fire. We will do a 2.0
I did books on these.
Okay.
The perspective is on entrepreneurship, actually.
Okay.
The report has been very good. I wrote that one in 2016.
Okay.
After all the foolishness, you can't be. If you see somebody say something which is intelligent, I think that a lot of them may have been foolish. And I happen to be one of those.
Wow.
So went through a lot of these. Then I wrote about finance and trying to build business here. If you go to loans and things like that and contracts, you'll be in trouble. You'll be in trouble. And then the other thing is the courage, resilience. You need a lot of courage to take and dare. Because if you're waiting for help in Africa, don't wait. Here, because our systems are different, our structures are different. And that's why people are saying, fix the system. I ask myself, when was the system ever built that we have to fix? We rather build a system because we never had any system.
Yeah. Wow, that is insightful.
Yes, we never. Where did we have it? Did you ever see any transport system or financial system?
Never.
No, Nkrumah tried, but So now let's build. Africans forget this because of the history that we
build the country, not fix the country.
That's right. Build. Let's build everything, because really that's what we are doing. If Ghana goes to loan from IMF, look at the rate they give Africa. If Ireland or Greece go for loan, look at the rate. If somebody says that Africa, you compare Africa to China, no problem. But China is about 1.5 billion people with one president, one currency, one passport, predominantly one language.
Yes.
Africa is 54 with 54 presidents, 40-something currencies. How many passports?
Thousands of tribes.
That's right. Who divided that? So to build Africa, it cannot be China's part, and it cannot even be America's part. America had 300 years of free labor, millions of people.
It's true.
Look at England. They go there. Where did they take them from? From the Gold Coast. Now we are building. Our part is different. So once you understand that, you'll be merciful. And on top of that, who educated our leaders? What kind of education were they giving? Who are they educated to serve? Were they educated to serve the people or to serve those who educated them? All these things we have to understand.
Right.
And then you'll be patient enough to say that, no, we're just about 60-something years. It will take time. Sometimes they try to compare us to Singapore. I was in class in school with some of the Singaporeans. When they were finishing school, they were going back to Singapore. The Africans didn't want to go, especially Nigeria.
Yes.
They were staying. That's the psyche.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a big difference as to how we think, even. You know, and for me, the more we study, the more confident we become. And the danger is, if you're not confident in yourself, you're not proud of your country, of your continent, there's a problem.
Mm.
You will never see the opportunities here. And so one of the things that will save you from becoming frustrated is learning to be proud of yourself and learning to be proud of yourself as an African. That one, well, you will not worry. That's why you can see the Rastafarians, the Americans, they don't worry.
Yeah, they are very laid back. They are very, very laid back.
Okay, and they're not frustrated. They understand. The other ones don't. Because Ghana must work. Yes, of course, it must work. But then we have to understand the steps that we need to take and what has gotten us here and what will get us out of here. You know, and so that you can think of the other.
Yes.
You can think of the other.
Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Baba, thank you. God bless you.
Amen.
And we will definitely circle back and do another one. And I keep saying, subscribe to his channel. He's a treasure trove of knowledge. Treasure trove. And Ghana must be proud to have you as a citizen. I can tell you that for a fact. Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's about it. Let's do another episode, or if you've seen any of my previous videos, you can also enjoy yourself and with it. And I think you will be enlightened, you will be blessed, you'll be lifted up. All right. Thank you so much for your time.